Muy buenas noches, mi nombre es Diego Díaz, estudiante de la Universidad Bicentenaria de Aragua. Actualmente estoy cursando el nivel 1 de inglés, la sesión es la CSS 300. Agradezco a Dios primeramente al profesor Milton Orellana en esta unidad sumativa número 3 o la actividad sumativa número 3 poder realizar este video acerca de lo que es el pasado simple en el idioma inglés. Espero sea de su agrado esta corta historia que voy a contar, que es algo relacionado a mi adolescencia, ¿sí? Thank you. Tonight I want to talk about my experience when I was a young guy between 14 and 13 years old. Uh, I grew up in a family that liked to play baseball, like a first sport. And to me, it was really special to grow up in a community that really loves baseball. And I started to play baseball when I was about 6 years old, when I was a kid, actually. And I always liked to play baseball. I remember that my dad every weekend took me to the fields, to the baseball game. During the week, I practiced twice a day. I have practice on Monday and Friday, I remember. And I grew up like playing baseball, you know. I think baseball was one of the first sport here in Venezuela. Um, when I was finished high school, I was about, my dad told me, son, you have a great future in baseball. I think that you have the skills, you have the ability to play. Um, but you have to move to another state. um, I remember that my dad found me the possibility to go to La Guaira, Estado Vargas, to be a part of a baseball academy in order to prepare me for a future contract in the professional baseball. There was one of the difficult things that I had to do because as a young guy, I lived with my mother, with my dad, and made that decision in that moment to go out and go to that academy. It was really hard for me because I was living like an hour and a half from my house. I don't have my mom with me, even my dad. And you know, when I moved to La Guaira I think it was for 2 years, it was really a hard time for me because I living by myself. Well, I actually was living with one of the two friends that the life gave me. They're really special guys, and name is Jose and George. And I lived with them for about 2 years, and we were like practice every single day to follow that dreams. And that was for me that was a hard time because, as I said before, to live without my mind, without my dad, in that moment it was really hard. I like to play baseball. I still play softball, not baseball, because right now I dedicate my time to do another teams. But there was a really beautiful sport that I grew up playing baseball. And for me, that moment when I had to go outside my house and live with my two friends together in a small apartment, that really touched my heart. And I find myself that the family is really important. And, and there's always that this is always that I have keeping in my heart. I always remember, and I always tell my dad and my mom, "Do you remember when I moved from house and I live with two friends?" This is a point that we always talking about, and they really taught me that the family is so important. Thank you, Professor Milton, for this moment. Thank you for this video, for make me to make this video, and I hope that really you guys like.